What's up, Canes fans? Welcome to the Miami Knights podcast. This is a special podcast. Or should I say special 6 times? Because your Miami Hurricanes are going for ring number 6 on Monday, January 19th, 2026. I'm going to go into it in this podcast, and you'll hear in a little bit, but that number 26 just feels special going into a game where the Miami Hurricanes are seeking a national championship. In this episode, we're going to talk about everything this week leading up to this game, the media coverage, some stories around the country, and then preview this game against the number 1 team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers. And even what is a Hoosier? Turns out to be something that we were a little bit surprised about. Enjoy this episode. Laugh with your family. Laugh with your friends. The grass is a little bit greener these weeks. You know, the sky's a little bit bluer. The chill in the air feels nice. Everything's just a little bit better when your Canes are playing some good football. We got one more game. Bring it home, Miami Hurricanes. Let's do it.
I'm hurt, dog. Don't ask me if I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Still from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Kirsten to the right. Oh, he
They got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get this. And it's going to take everybody.
It's been 23 years since Miami was in the national championship. Kurt and Joe, we have grown from little boys who took pride in the orange and green and cheered and cried with our fathers watching these games to being men and have children of our own. In that period of time, we've seen ups, we've seen downs, what we thought were ups, but were probably downs in the long run. We sat through coaching change after coaching change, games in the rain, blistering games in the heat, like the one against the Driscoll-led Gators, where we thought maybe this Miami team was coming back, but we were just hopeful high schoolers in that game. Nevin Shapiro, the halfback pass in the snow, 4th and 14, Georgia Tech, and many moments in between all of this, that there's too many to name what Canes fans have dealt with the past 23 years. But, that's a big old but, we are here. And it is time to relish in this and be excited. I mean, we've been excited, but appreciate how far we've come watching team after team be in the national championship, wondering, are the Canes ever going to get to this moment again? Are we ever going to be in the national championship with a chance to win number 6? And here we are today, going against number 1 Indiana, a team that everyone thinks we are going to lose to. Spreads up to 8.5 right now. But 2 things. First thing is, I think it's fitting. Everyone's jerseys, not just the Canes jerseys, it's going to be sporting number 26 on their uniform today. Gave me goosebumps when I thought about it. And the second thing that gives me confidence in this is this speech by Jimmy Johnson right here. Back in the day to a very mediocre Canes team, but this is what it's all about.
Tell you something, guys. This is going to be the greatest time of your life. I used to sit in this same-ass room. I'd look at the schedule, and I'd say, God, well, I can't wait till Oklahoma comes in here. I can't wait till Florida comes in here. I want to kick their ass. And that's what you should feel. This is why you came to Miami. That's why you wanted to be a Hurricane.
It's beautiful. Everyone wants us to be scared of the Indiana Hoosiers.
Who?
Miss me with that. I mean, my gosh. Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Joe and Kurt, how are we doing today?
It's time. It's time. It's Friday. You got 2 more full days after today to prepare. Close out your work week strong today, because this weekend you prepare for war, because Monday is coming. Monday is coming. The national championship. Your Miami Hurricanes face the number 1 team in the country. Come on.
Maybe build a couple extra hours to pay for your tickets and parking.
Oh goodness. Yeah. That's
Other
Listen,
than that, Kurt, how are you feeling? The
Yeah,
ticket situation punched you in the face this week.
That's the sad. It's the sad bit, you know. I don't want to. I'm not gonna derail the show or pour cold water on everyone's excitement. But there's to be honest, there's a piece of, you know, I growing up as a kid and stuff. You know, it was a dream of mine to be a season ticket holder and to I say it like, you know, comparatively, obviously people still scoff at the Hurricanes and for our crowds and how much goes into being a season ticket holder. But it's been a dream, and to accomplish that in my 20s it's the coolest thing in the world. And I'll be coming up on, believe it or not, like year number 7, I think. And now ultimately, you know, obviously it started to feel like, goodness, you know, the first couple of years of the experience as a season ticket holder was disgusting at a lot of times. But
you're the pick of the litter of seats at that point.
Yeah. To be here now, you know, being a season ticket holder while the U is back is just incredible. It's incredibly special. You know, and so again, I don't want to be too negative about it, but it sucks that the national championship is ultimately coming home, and, you know, someone like me just has absolutely zero chance of going to the game. It was silly to think that it was even a possibility, and we can't even get so much as a t-shirt. But you know what? It's all right. It's all right. I will watch it with my family, and I will still enjoy every second of it. So it's okay.
Well, Kurt, right now I can get you in a single ticket, section 305, row 9, seat 17 for $2,890. Can I interest you in that?
Still paying off the hospital bill. So
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, listen, I think it's great. It's great that this game's in Miami, obviously, because it's going to be comfortable for our players, and we should have a bigger Miami presence there. But it probably would have been easier for Canes fans to swallow if it was at, like, you know, Mercedes-Benz or something like that, some other stadium that was like, oh, I tried getting tickets, but it's too crazy. The fact that it's so close to home is tough. And it's the world's changed. You know, it used to be like Dad was saying back in the day, yeah, he got tickets for like $50 a pop for the national championship, which, like, that hasn't been a reality in a long time, but definitely just like the advent of like social media and everything, it's all just blown up. It's totally crazy out of proportion. Who knows? Trump's going to be there. Like everyone's going to be there. So
yeah, it's like, dude, how did Trump
it's
get
getting out
it
of hand.
Malik,
Someone genuinely tweeted that today. They're like, how did this chump get a ticket? And I'm like, dude, he could just walk. Yeah.
Dude, Malik Rozier, who we adore on this podcast, he has been a season ticket holder since he graduated from Miami. He has club seats. He has been to every single game since he graduated from Miami. He did the alumni ticket allotment, didn't get one. Like, they're doing a football alumni specific one, he didn't even get one.
Yeah.
I saw Colin McCarthy didn't get one. Like, I think they were handing out like 200 of them, maybe. I don't know. I guess, we have a strong alumni, but it's like Malik Rozier didn't get one? Come on.
Yeah. It's a strong
And how
one
many
that
games he's been to?
We've got a former Letterman, alumnus at the club, and he told me that I think the seats were in like 308 as well or something. Most of the ticket allotment is actually owned by the College Football Playoff, which
right. That's what I'm saying. It's just happenstance that is at our home stadium. It makes it harder to swallow. Yeah.
There's so much that goes into it, and it's, again, I don't want to blow, but like, just my plan, just very quickly, is like, if the University of Miami wanted, in a specific number, a floor of like diehard Canes, they allocating our allotment to season ticket holders and saying, look, if it's 20,000 tickets, I think it was for the allotment, is like, look, it's whether you season ticket holders throw their names into a hat and it's diced up that way, by section. If you're a season ticket holder in the 300s, the 200s, the 100s, sort them out by category. At least whatever it is, you promise that 20,000 of the fans, and listen, don't let them resell them. Tell us no resale, cut it off. It's digital. I know that they can do that. There's that capability.
Yeah,
I've seen it done
they
before.
They do it with players' tickets.
Right,
you
that's
can't
right.
resell a player's ticket.
You can't exactly. So like you're gonna ensure that 20,000 people who spend money to go see us play Bethune-Cookman, they're very interested. They live, breathe, and eat Miami Hurricanes football, are gonna be in that stadium, and it's gonna be a dream to be in that stadium. You're guaranteeing that a third of that stadium is going to be filled with those people. You know, to me that would have been nice, but listen, it's we know how the world works. Jimmy said it. It's 2026. I mean, these events have become like elitist. Like no fans don't go to the Super Bowl. It's not a fan event. No fan of either team is at that game.
No, it's turned into a Instagram fest basically. It's just a bunch of people taking pictures and disinterested in the game. But you're going to have your Canes fans there, and naturally you're just going to have a lot of really rich people from Miami cheering for the Canes. Is kind of what I anticipate. And as long as they make noise, it's a shame that they're the ones that get to watch it. But nevertheless, we get to reap the benefits of what?
Whoever's at that national championship game, if you're listening to this, if you're sitting in section 343, row 24, seats 1 through now 7 with Kurt, know what has happened in those seats.
Know what we've seen.
The ghosts that sit there. And put some respect on it. Be loud, slam the seat in front of you, and just treat those seats well, because we have been through it in that section.
We've seen the block and the rock in those seats.
Yes.
We've seen
Middle Tennessee State go deep.
Listen, they're not going to put you on the jumbotron.
Rushing yards against North Carolina.
You will never be put on the screen. Okay, it's only happened once. It was the COVID game where North Carolina just ran up and down the field.
Yeah.
So there was already no one there, and they couldn't believe, this guy's still here with his mask on? What's going on over there?
Through the thick and the thin. But it's the beauty of pushing through. I mean, we say pushing through like we ever wavered being fans. Like we love being Miami Hurricanes fans, but just suffering with the team all these years. Like Mackenzie literally asked me one year, probably a few years back, it was probably 2022, 2023, like those just horrible first years, Mario getting his feet under him. She goes, "Why do you follow this team? Like they only make you upset." And you just do. You do with the hope for this day, for where we are right now, and to watch a program climb that was once in the ashes, thinking after 2001, 2002, this team is about to go on a decade-long run and then just falls into oblivion the next 23 years. And gentlemen, we are back. And I just want to go back to what Jimmy Johnson was saying. Like, they want us to be scared. Like, the country wants us to be scared of Indiana right now. And everyone saw the Indiana-Oregon game, and, like, immediately, snap of a finger, they're like, Indiana by 50. It was like everything they've been saying about, like, Miami was being talked about very well up until that moment. And then Indiana puts together that performance, they're like, Miami stands no chance. And I don't buy that. I just don't buy that. I mean, you're talking about a team that has not lost by by double digits in 2 years now, right?
That's right. Since 2023.
Yeah, I mean, Indiana, they are the number 1 team in the country, and they had the squeaker win against Ohio State that at the time looked big. It's still a great win, and then they've gone and in their 2 playoff games absolutely blown out their opponent. So they're getting all of this. They're getting all of this attention. I think for good reason. But I mean, you look at their schedule and you look throughout the season. They should have lost to Penn State. Like, they have not been this world beater that we've seen. They've just now, I think, like Miami, they are really playing their best football at the best time. So you're getting 2 teams that are just the trajectory. I mean, they are just absolutely skyrocketing. But yeah, I agree. It's like as far as undefeated number one teams goes, this Indiana team doesn't scare me the way other number one teams in the past might have. But it's a formidable opponent. I think they match up well against. It's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a really good game. But yeah, the whole Indiana's going to blow Miami out. Not a chance. There's not a chance.
I think this is what you want in a national championship game, and as a Canes fan, I wouldn't want it any other way, than to be going up against a team that is viewed as this formidable force, this huge favorite. Jimmy said it, 8.5 points is the look ahead line for this game before the Oregon game kicked off was going to be around 5.
Yeah.
And, we saw it open at 7.5, and crazily enough, we've seen it move up. And, I don't know what to expect. It's hard for me to believe there's not going to be steam on Miami prior to kickoff. There was in the first 2 rounds, before A&M and Ohio State. But I wouldn't want it. It's going to make it all the more sweet, for us to go out there against a team like Indiana and to be 8.5-point underdogs, and the narrative, people aren't going to forget that. This is I just wouldn't want it any other way. I think it's going to be awesome.
I mean, the parallels between Miami's first national championship in 1983 going against a Nebraska team that people were thinking was unbeatable in the Orange Bowl and escaping with our first national championship. So I like the parallels there, going against a formidable Big Ten team. Or was Nebraska Big Ten then? Have they always been Big Ten?
It was. I mean, there was like the Big 8 and
whatever.
It's a long time ago.
You know what I mean. So one of my big gripes with the media coverage going into this game too has kind of been this conversation of like who's the better story. And I just can't get behind. Like, I agree. Like, it's a cool story in the sense that Indiana is a program that has never won a national championship. Anything. Yeah, literally anything.
They're literally the most losing college program of all time.
But and they're saying which one's the better story, and I just don't know how you don't look at Miami just climbing back from like the depths of nothing in college football back to greatness, back to being in the national championship. I'm sorry, Indiana. Chris Cignetti's in his second year. Like, it hasn't been this long rebuild. He utilized the transfer portal properly, and he made his average age on his team 24 years old. Like, it's great. He did it in incredible ways. He's an incredible coach, but it's not like it was this slow, like this big turnaround build. It was a 2-year thing. Like, he was in the playoff immediately last year with this format as well. So I just think like the better story like is hands down. Are the Canes back? Literally the sentence that has been stated time and time again for the past at least 20 years.
And I think it's important to point out too that like this, like the blowing out Alabama thing, it's not to say, as Joe said, it doesn't mean it's not impressive what they've been doing, but they didn't blow out 2014 Alabama. In that.
No, they blew out an Alabama team that was questionable to be in it to begin with.
That we talked about on this podcast leading up to Selection Day should not have been in it. And listen, or it's like the Oregon game was great. Obviously, it's one of those games that got out of hand. If you look at the box score afterwards, that's where we'll get to that eventually as we dig into this game and what we expect, because Oregon was able to do some things. They set themselves back early in that game and ultimately couldn't overcome it. But I think when you get to this point, I'm surprised no talk has been made of like it's almost like the Mendoza thing. He's crossed over that threshold, and it's like he's Superman now. It's like the guy, he's had more touchdowns than incompletions in his last 2 games. In my perspective on that, say it's because I'm a Miami fan. It's like, what if he starts this game 0 for 4? What if they go 3 and out on their first drive? What if he throws a pick early in this game? Like, this is an aggressive defense. an aggressive secondary, an aggressive defensive line, an aggressive linebacking core that is going to be all over him, dying to just absolutely maul this kid. And he's going to have to respond. He hasn't had to in a month. He hasn't had to do that in a month. So that to me is a massive, I mean, that's got to be part of the conversation here. Is like, how is he going to respond? How are they going to respond?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, against Oregon, he was 17 of 20 for only 177 yards. He didn't have to really do much. Indiana in general didn't have to do much.
No, yeah, he truly hasn't had to do much all season. I mean, Beck has more passing yards than him this year, which is kind of a crazy stat considering he's the Heisman winner.
Out. Yeah, people have been all over that. I think he's Cignetti's a great coach and he's done a great job. But to me, you watch Mendoza and he's like, Kurt Cignetti has like mind control. He's like plankton, like in his brain, like moving his arms. It's like throw it there, and he just does it. And
No, they've been extremely efficient all season. I mean, they're even efficient in the way that they practice. Apparently, I think they practice like half the amount that other teams do, and that brings us into the conversation that you guys ended the podcast with last time. And you go, I wish Jimmy was on here because he thinks that. Because you said I would think that Indiana is cheating. Yeah, I'd be the one saying on the podcast, and you were absolutely correct.
Yes,
I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if it came out years from now, and they're never going to do anything about it. They could just be a very well coached team. Listen, I am not going to come here and say that they are cheating, but I would not be surprised if it came out, given they have had 3 or 4 games with an interception on the first or second play of the game, a pick six, nonetheless.
They just can watch film.
That's just great coaching, and somehow they have to practice less than everyone else. They just don't practice as much, and they're okay. All right, that's fine.
Expert film watchers.
That's fine. And like I draw it up to them being a very, very well coached team, and they have Brock Schott, and so they do things really well. Right? Yeah, it is. Like that's why I'm like, okay, if there like there's thought behind that, so I'm not gonna put it above them that they would do something like that.
Yeah, to me, that's the only part of it that has legs. That again, weird. Like no one has really pointed it out. Is that like, I don't think Indiana's cheating. I think Kurt Cignetti is a great coach. I think they've taken it. I mean, listen, he talk about a guy who takes advantage of a weak schedule is like, there's no one in the country that absolutely pummels inferior opponents like Kurt Cignetti does.
Yeah.
So, credit to him. He doesn't take his foot off the gas. He's a smart guy. He's paid his dues. This guy he's a legacy guy. His dad is a College Football Hall of Fame head coach. So I have a lot of respect for him. The story to me is Brock Schott. They have a guy who spent the entire year in our meeting room, on our practice field, with the coaching staff, in the locker room, on the sideline. That's the story to me, and it's unbelievable that he's going to be with that team for like 17 days or something.
Yeah.
Once we kick the ball off, it's just crazy.
The moment the Brock Schott news happened, we should have found a player in Indiana and just dropped a bag and said, whatever it takes, it doesn't matter what position, come to our team. It should have just been tight end for tight end, whatever, or just name a tight end over there, come to our team. We'll pay you whatever you want.
No, that's been one of the big media, or that was a semi-big media headline, like right after the game that everyone was talking about. But at the end of the day, no, I don't think that they're actually.
But you
cheating,
wouldn't be surprised if they are.
But I wouldn't be surprised. You're exactly correct.
I mean, what about? I don't think this is obviously, it's not along the same lines, but I mean the familiarity that Corey Heatherman has with Kurt Cignetti, I guess to some degree we sort of have our own connection on the flip side,
Yeah.
where I think he's going to know like what his practice and preparation habits are, and what he's going to be looking to take advantage of to some degree. I mean, again, I don't think it's like a 1-to-1, and I mean, I think he was his D coordinator from 19 to 21 at JMU, so we're 5 years removed from that. But
The Signetti coaching tree.
JMU's the real loser in all of this, just seeing coaches they had now just balling out at bigger schools. But, that's just, you come to expect that as a JMU fan.
Yeah.
Here's a headline for you. What about, did you guys know that Miami did not offer
I was
Mendoza?
literally just about to talk about this.
Did you know that?
Hey,
newsflash, nobody offered Mendoza.
Indiana didn't. No one did.
Cal offered him the last day of the signing
Yeah,
day.
he was going to
committed
Yale.
Yale.
yeah.
No one offered him, guys. Stop
it's-
with the Miami snubbed him. Miami shunned him. Miami didn't offer him. He wasn't good enough, and he's proved people wrong. Great. It wasn't some huge miss by Miami.
And people have tried to say the narrative that we chose Carson Beck over him, which is completely incorrect. We actually did offer Mendoza, and we offered Mendoza like I think $3 million, and he decided to go to Indiana. Okay, and that was before all the Beck stuff. Yeah. So it's people are reaching for stuff with that, but that's at the end. They're going to talk about it on the broadcast at the national
100%.
championship.
Columbus High School. He could walk to the stadium growing up. We heard it with
Mario
Teddy
and his
Bridgewater
dad used
for
to
4
kiss.
years. Yeah, they used to tell every time we played Louisville 2 or 3 times. I think when Teddy Bridgewater was there, and they used to always tell the story that he used to watch the Jumbotron at the stadium from his front yard, and it was just like,
I'm like,
Yeah,
where
we
did he
wanted
live?
him.
we fired Randy Shannon. He didn't want to come here anymore.
Yeah, we wanted him.
It's the
So
same.
like when they do the geography, I was like, so wait, did Mendoza live? Like, where did he live? Is he just like living in
He
the
lives in the
intramural
trees.
fields?
He lives in the trees.
He had a tent on the corner of the grass.
Mendoza could smell what they were cooking in the lunch hall. It's like, what are you talking about?
Of course, it's the same. Listen, we want to keep the best players home, and but it's not realistic. It will never be realistic. It's never going to happen. This is this talent-rich section of the country and of the state. It's just not going to happen. But the storylines. By the way, this is what 10 days in between games, and we're now going on. I mean, goodness, what are we, 6 weeks removed from conference championship? So 7 weeks removed from the regular season, almost from the pit game, right? This is what happens. Is like the narratives and the storylines of what are we going to talk about. This is all part of it.
The only thing to talk about is number 6. That's it. It's all that matters.
Yeah.
Joe, your mic changed to your other mic when you got kicked out, so go to your good one. But my last apologies for my coughing. Still coming off this sickness. The last news thing that I want to talk about was that picture of Mark Richt and Malachi Toney was just super cool to see. I remember in 2016? I remember when that picture was posted, and everyone was so thrilled, man, this man's investing in the community. It was just cool to see a guy that's back in, investing in the young kids in South Florida.
Yeah.
And to come back to that picture and realize that that's Malachi Toney, that was just a super cool moment.
It is cool. I mean, we always, we've talked about this before. The Mark Richt years, listen, we thought that they were going to go a little bit better than they did, but the ultimate respect to Mark Richt as well for I mean, this, he invested in the indoor that we were just light years behind everybody on, and he really did. I think he's part of the turning process, and I think that goes
Definitely.
along with, the Malachi Tony pictures that he was in the community. He helped with the indoor. He gave money to the university. We experienced excitement and highs with Mark Richt in 2017 that we hadn't in a number of years. So it's a really cool full circle moment.
The only picture that's better than that Malachi Tony picture is Fernando Mendoza at the Manny Diaz quarterback football camp.
You know, it was
That
weird.
brought a tear to my eye.
His number at that camp was 126. I thought that was interesting. January 2026.
Wow.
I don't know. If you want to connect the dots, it is interesting. But yeah, seeing
Really
Manny
makes
Diaz
you
football
think.
camp was tough. Tough years. Let's be mad at Manny. He never offered.
You know
Fernando
what? You know
Mendoza.
what? Manny can't speak Spanish, so he couldn't communicate
That's
with
true.
us. That's what happened.
That is
You heard
true.
that here first,
Yeah.
folks. Jimmy broke that news to us a few weeks ago.
No,
That Manny
it's
Diaz,
true. That is actually true.
who comes from a 100% Cuban family, does not speak Spanish.
I still stand by it. Find something that says find him speaking Spanish, and I will say I'm wrong about that.
Okay.
Joe, anything good from the Joe Zagacki show? Or are they still not doing that?
They are still not doing it, my friend.
even though we're home. Interesting.
Yep. They have just
It's
complete-
truly unbelievable.
They're on
It's
vacation.
unbelievable. Literally
It is
the only time
unfathomable.
that they should be.
The biggest
This is-
moments.
It's the biggest month. I mean, God, it's the biggest month of in 2 decades.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. And then
Don,
I
Don
think
Bailey Jr. is going on, local radio shows. He's just hopping around. He's
Yeah.
just dying to talk.
He's going crazy over there.
Joe Zagacki's like, if it doesn't happen in this studio, it's not happening. The only other notes, it's definitely a superstition thing at this point with the polo. The polo continues. There's zero chance it's not superstition at this point.
Yeah.
He's lost a lot of weight too during this playoff run. He's getting very skinny, so I'm worried
Pacing
that
more than ever on the sidelines.
yeah, I'm worried his health is absolutely deteriorating at this point. That's actually, we're joking, but this run has been so grueling. It's such a long season, and our team is very beat up right now. I think we're going to see a lot of the guys give it a go on Monday, but I would not be surprised if this is one of those games that it's like every few plays another guy goes down, next man up, another guy. Like,
Yeah.
it's just we're at that point, and the unfortunate thing is Indiana, they're a full go. So injuries are never an excuse. You don't I'm not saying any of that, but Miami is very beat up right now, and Indiana has been able to benefit on having these blowout wins. Kudos to them. They did the job, but they've been able to rest some guys, and so that'll be something to watch, I think, because
That's why I'm so against the 16-team playoff, because that's the true benefit of having that first bye week, is that you get that extra rest because you do get so beat up. I mean, we have had to play 3 just super physical, tough games. And so,
but in the 16-team playoff, they're not going to do 4 buys. The first top 4
there wouldn't
buys?
be a bye anymore, I guess, with that.
Oh, interesting.
So
Just trying to play as many games as possible. Do it.
right, it's all a money grab. And they're going to try and
Which-
do it, but I just it devalues the regular season even more. Turns us
Well, my big thing though is, I mean, if they go to 16, it's like you got to get rid of the conference championships, and I'm truly fine with that. It's this
That's
year.
what it
Nobody
devalues to
remembers
me.
the conference championships this year. Nobody cares that Duke.
we'll
won.
never forget.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
we won't
agree
forget.
because that's I don't think it devalues the regular season in the sense of we needed the at the end of the day, we needed the Notre Dame game to get into the playoff.
Well, no,
I think what
I'm
it
saying the 12-team
devalues
playoff doesn't. But
It devalues there's no reason to be in the AC. It doesn't matter to being in the ACC or the SEC. It's that's why if we're going in this direction, just bring back let's play regional rivalries and stuff, and like I don't care about the ACC anymore. I don't care. Like that isn't looming over our heads anymore. Making the ACC championship and what's our conference record is like, I want to beat Florida State. I wish we were playing Florida again. I want to beat Notre Dame. I want to beat Clemson and Virginia Tech.
Right.
And, otherwise, like, let's play UCF
and just make it like in the NFL, you win your division. It's like at the end of the regular season, we're ACC champions because we won, like, great. Crown us ACC champions at the end of the year because we had the best record in the ACC. Same way in the NFL, it's like, you won the AFC East. There's no AFC East championship. It's just the playoffs begin.
You win it. It isn't okay, let me ask you guys. I don't want to hijack it or go too much, but like, listen.
No, hijack.
What do
That's
you
true.
think?
We do have a whole off season to talk about this.
If I told you state champs or ACC champs next year.
Yeah, state champs.
Yeah,
this year proved
100%.
I do not care about the ACC. This year proved it. The only reason in my mind I cared about the ACC championship in the past was because I never experienced anything like that or better than that. We're now in the national championship.
Path.
Exactly.
You weren't going to make a BCS or a 4-team playoff without winning your conference.
Right. But it's like once you're in the national championship, you think we care that we didn't even get to play for an ACC championship? No.
How mad is Manny Diaz and Duke? No one cares.
No one. It's like it's going to be one of the most forgotten things ever. But we won't forget.
Yeah.
Well, I will never forget that.
Jimmy, real quick though, before we get into kind of diving into Indiana, how Miami's going to beat them, all that good stuff, I also want to give a shout out. We talked about why we couldn't or not going to the national championship. I think it's a good thing, specifically for Dad. If anybody knows, he at games when he gets stressed, and it happens very quickly in some of these bigger games, he goes down the steps, down into the 300 area or the 200 area and just walks, paces, hears Joe Zagaki's voice in the distance as he makes the call, but he paces the stadium. In the semifinal game versus Ole Miss, he went outside in the fourth quarter or in the neighborhood, walked total 3 miles in his work clothes, which his work clothes consist of dress shirt, slacks, the full getup. 3 full miles. He said that he was just pouring sweat. He was following it on his phone a little bit, but he said it was even too stressful to look at his phone at times.
He was following the ESPN app is what he said.
Yeah, following the ESPN
which is
app
much
in that
more
fourth
stressful
quarter.
in my opinion.
Yeah. And
things slow to
the
update.
little football.
Sometimes
like,
it goes in and comes back as it glitches.
Yeah, horrible. So this man, that's how he spent his fourth quarter. Then it was like 11:30 at night at this point. The neighbors were probably like, "What is this guy doing out
Who is
there?
this man
just
in the
pacing the
streets?"
neighborhood." But I think it's a good. I don't know how enjoyable the national championship would be for him.
No, yeah, I'm sure Dad is relieved that the decision's easy because it's not like you're looking at it like should we just do it? No, it's like it's out of the question.
Like it's financially irresponsible.
100%. It's totally financially irresponsible for getting a decent ticket and a decent parking spot.
If I was in Orlando, I would be doing it. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe
$3,000. Wild. I mean, I'm
Dude,
sure
that's the
they'll
thing,
come
too.
down.
Flights are probably nuts.
Well, that's the thing, and they know that it's so convenient for Miami fans, so the prices stay high. It's all just a disaster. But yes, and I'm looking forward to watching it with Dad at their house. I mean, me, Mom, and Dad, we had good luck at the Ohio State game watching that. Yeah. So listen, more of the same. The only bad luck spot is here in Gainesville. The 2 games, they literally came to 2 games this season. Yeah, could you believe it? They only came to 2 games this season. It was Louisville and SMU. So they will never watch a Miami Hurricanes game ever again at our place.
How has the city of Gainesville been throughout this run?
Oh, awfully quiet. It's been awfully quiet. I mean, everyone loves Summerall and his little tweets, and it's just like it's.
Can you imagine how much they're cheering for Indiana?
Oh, they all are.
Man.
I mean, you got to feel for them. But, I remember watching FSU in 2013 make their run. You're just, like, waiting for them to fall, and it never did. They've had to watch this entire playoff run. Like, they've had to watch, 3 or 4 more games than we had to watch those other teams. I guess, 3 more games. But, yeah. No, It's been awfully quiet. I have a couple Canes fans in my law school class that we've been cheering and talking with each other. No one's going to the game. There's some members going down to Miami, but they were telling me the student tickets. I know some of them were free, but some of them are going for like $500 when the university was selling them, which is crazy for a student ticket.
Taco Bell gave out 500 free ones, though.
Yeah,
Shout out Taco Bell.
Live my student section.
Yes.
All right, well, maybe we should get into old Indiana, huh?
Who?
Yeah, who?
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. And apparently I saw something, their mascot is, and I didn't realize this, is a, Kurt, you have it?
Like a buffalo.
It's a buffalo.
Yeah.
Like you put a gun in my head. I never would have known that a buffalo was Indiana's actual mascot. But
What is a Hoosier?
a buffalo, I guess. No, I don't know.
A
I'm
Hoosier
sure
is a buffalo.
I'm sure it's some Indiana term. But
Really?
Yeah, look that up for me. That's important for this game.
You know what Indiana does have that's really good? They have really
Basketball?
good popcorn. Really good popcorn.
All right.
Just
The
point for
state
them.
of Indiana?
Yeah, the state of Indiana has really good popcorn.
Well, like we said,
The
statistic.
Hoosier, a Hoosier is the official nickname for a native or resident of the U.S. state of Indiana, a term deeply ingrained in the state's identity, though its exact origin is debated, evolving from potentially negative connotations of rustic toughness in the 1830s due to a symbol of pride, hard work, and neighborliness today, famously used for Indiana University sports teams and the state itself.
So Hoosiers is a slur. Is what I
That's
got
what I'm
from that.
reading.
For someone that works hard?
Yeah. You're just a
A
Hoosier.
blue collar
Oh,
guy?
man. Thought we were friends. All right, good to know. Good to know. So it's just a name for someone from Indiana.
Yeah, and then their mascot is Hoosier the Bison. So it's specifically a bison.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that-
is Hoosier a slur?
Listen.
Yes. Hoosier was historically a derogatory term for unsophisticated people
Wow.
in the South and Ohio Valley, implying a rustic or hick, but evolved into a proud nickname for residents of Indiana, losing most of its negative sting there and being synonymous with friendliness and state pride. Though it can still be used pejoratively? Is that a word? In places like St. Louis to mean, quote, white trash or country bumpkin, reflecting its varied regional history. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so Canes fans at the game, just call them all Hoosiers. And
Yeah,
they'll smile and nod, but it's a slur, I guess. So
Well,
big facts we're revealing on this podcast. Well, gentlemen, like we said, I mean, we've hinted at it a little bit, but just one of the most efficient teams in the country. I like Mario obviously says this like every time we play a new team in this playoff, but this is the best team that we have played thus far. Like
he says it. Yeah, he keeps on saying this is the best team we played and the best team we will play.
Yeah.
He says
yeah,
it
like,
every team,
Mario,
but
this
it's like
is it. This is it,
so
Mario.
what?
Yeah, no, yeah.
This is the best team we'll play all season. What's the last game?
I would think so, yeah. But no, a true number one, like Joe said, 15-0. I mean, people are making the arguments if they win this game that they get put up on the rafters as potentially the greatest of all time, which I just don't think the college football gods can allow. Because does the conversation do they deserve that conversation we have? I think
No.
they do. I think they do.
absolutely not.
16-0 in the manner of what they've done and the teams that they will have beaten to get there. Like, listen,
It
I don't
doesn't-
think
it-
that they're
not the
one
best
of the
football
greatest
team
teams
of
of
all-
all time, but they deserve like to be like, oh, these were some of the greatest teams ever. They do.
No.
16-0.
They're just a national champion.
Ugh, all right. You guys
Wait
don't
till the
believe it.
draft. Wait till the draft. You have to couple any best team ever. You have to then couple with what happens in the NFL draft the next year.
Well, they're getting too old. Their players are getting too old. They're almost old for NFL standards, but
Do you isn't okay? I mean, I think what Joe is saying is like where they get drafted is telling about how talented. But like beyond that is like, isn't it like people? It's like how far do you follow their career? Like part of the lore of the, if we're honest, of the 01 Miami team is like not only did we have all those first round picks, they were freaking awesome. they were all sick. There was like no busts on that team. Guys that people forgotten about, like Vince Wilfork and Bryant McKinney. Like that team was just, it was unreal.
It's a bunch of stars. Yeah.
It's the same thing with like the 2019 LSU, like that offense. It's like you just look at that offense, it's like, yeah, they were sick. 2020 Bama, and it's that famous picture of like, I mean, there's just certain teams that they just have those dudes, and they're just like, and Indiana's not it, but it's an impressive. I mean, to win 15 games, it's unbelievable. Like kudos, but they're just.
So you're saying, Joe, they have to probably be cheating then?
I'm saying that everything, Matt. They have a great team. They're great. They're coached extremely well, and they beat up on a lot of bad teams this year.
I think it's unfortunate too that like we don't have to do like every time someone wins are they the greatest of all time. It makes it because it kind of sounds like we're dumping or like pouring cold water on Indiana, and we're not. They're very, very good, and if they win the national championship, just being another national champion is not like it's not disgraceful. It's not like an insult. But like we don't have to talk about them in the same breath as 0-1 Miami. I mean,
no, I mean, listen, I agree. I agree with that. And frankly, all of the stats and like comparisons are so hard to even make now. Even like kudos to Tony for getting over 1,000 yards, but we've also played we've played 15 games this season. Like most college players have never played that many in a season. Like there's so many stats that are getting broken now.
But he broke the freshman record, I guess, in the Texas A&M game for Miami history. Yeah, so he had like one extra game.
And true. And so I guess like a lot of freshmen have had like that one extra game opportunity. So he's maybe a bad example. But there's plenty of examples, like even kind of like Fletcher's numbers look vastly better this season just because of the playoff performances. I mean, and good for him. Like he's carried us through these playoffs. But we just have like these extra games and like these extra years of eligibility, and it's, the stats are just getting out of hand right now with what people are racking up in college. Like the fact that Charleston Rambo was one of our leading receivers, but actually he had a COVID season, right?
I think he played less games.
That's true.
To be honest,
you know what? Charleston Rambo, literally legend.
It's just random.
If you watch highlights from that 2020 season, it's just Rambo on every pass. It was unbelievable.
From the eligibility standpoint, though, Jake Garcia is transferring from Michigan. That just dropped. It's crazy. But back to Indiana, gentlemen. You gave your eyes of the hurricane last week, and it centered around what penalties you guys had.
Essentially discipline,
playing a clean game, and then Joe. You had yours were both not specific players.
I feel like think Kurtz was Brock Schott.
Yep.
Kurtz was Brock Schott.
Yeah.
So yours didn't center around specific players. So I want to know, going into this game, what's our X factor? What's our X factor player? Texas A&M, it's Mark Fletcher. Ohio State, it's Keontae Scott. Ole Miss, it's Keelan Marion. My opinion. I was hoping you guys were gonna have him be your Hurricane of the Week, and you got around to it. Or no, he was your Tropical Storm, which I'll allow. But I considered him the biggest X factor in that game because he was just utilized so perfectly. So who's X factor to beat the Indiana Hoosiers? Punch him in the mouth, take him out of their rhythm.
I think like I have to go with the obvious, and for me it's Hurricane Bane. I mean, I want to see Fernando Mendoza get hit in the mouth hard, often, early in this game, and I want to see how he's going to respond. I mean, it's been a walk in the park for him for a month, and I think I want to see Bane and Mesidor absolutely get after this guy. I want to see him uncomfortable, and I think the NFL scouts, this is obviously, this guy's being talked about as the number 1 overall pick, and games like this is where you earn your money and you kind of prove it. And on our side, I think that's the key is making him uncomfortable. He looks way too comfortable when he's throwing his little bubble screens and stuff. It's just getting after Fernando Mendoza early in this game is the key for me, and our best player doing it is what it is.
Yep, I agree. I'm gonna say, to be different than you, I'm going to say, because this, and of course when you reach the national championship, this is usually true of the teams, but it's especially true in this game that these are two teams that how they've gotten to where they're at is controlling and owning the trenches. And Indiana, their defensive line against Ohio State in the conference championship, then against Alabama, then against Oregon, they got after the quarterback. They made Julian Sayin and Ty Simpson have some of the worst games of their careers. And I honestly didn't watch much of the Indiana-Oregon game. It was like a blink of an eye, it was over. I don't even know Dante Moore's stats, but
yeah, it's like they knew the plays were getting called.
Yeah, they're cheating, obviously. But that's just how they win. They have a very good defensive line, just like Miami. I think Miami has a better defensive line, but they're going to try to get after Beck. So I'm going to give you my specific player. I'm going to give you Jimmy, because I got full faith in CC. I got full faith in Inez. I got full faith in Brockermeyer at this point. Ooh. I'm going to say Markel Bell. Markel Bell has been terrific in the run game, in the screen game, in all of that. He still he's been getting beat a few times on that just straight pass rush. They just get around him. He's slow with his feet, and then you get crushed on the blind side. That's where if Markel Bell can start winning some reps, I feel very good about Miami's chances. If we can just give back a little time, which we have been, because we've said this every week, these are teams that get after the quarterbacks, and we've done a really good job. We saw a little bit Ole Miss. It's also on Beck. He's got to be able to like see the different pressures coming, call them out, get the blitz packages, get the protection right. It's going to be on Fletcher to pick those up too, but yeah, I think just Markel Bell specifically, if he can have a good game, if you tell me Markel Bell graded out really high, I'm like, oh yeah, we won this game.
All right. I like that pick. I saw the comparison of the defensive end that he's going against, and he's like, Markel Bell's got a solid like half foot on him and like 50 pounds. But then again, it's like sometimes, like what's the saying? Low man wins.
I mean, look what Bain has done to every offensive lineman he's faced. He's smaller than him.
Right, exactly. So it's not saying much. So it's going to be a super, super interesting matchup. Yeah, truly, Ohio State had great trenches too. So I would compare it with that. But trenches will be challenged. It's not going to be anything like Ole Miss in this game, where our trenches were clearly dominating. This is going to be really, it's going to be like watching our team on the flip side. And what is it kind of like to play Miami's trenches? I still like our trenches over them. I still think they're superior, but they play as a great unit like the rest of their team does as well. I'm going a little out there on mine just because I feel like it's been out there for these games. I guess Mark Fletcher now seems like an obvious, he's had this great playoff run. It makes sense. He was our big guy in game one, but going into that game, he was kind of banged up a little bit. We weren't really expecting much out of him, and then he has that big breakout game. And then we look at Marion last game, and he was just getting touch after touch. I'm going for a guy that I've been a little hard on this year.
Mario Cristobal?
Yeah. I'm going for a guy I've been a little hard on this year, but it's a position we have underutilized, and at times Dawson has hinted at trying to use, and it just hasn't happened. But I'm looking at the tight end position. I'm looking at Alex Bowman. Wow. I think Dawson is going to draw something up for him. I mean, he tried it in that last drive against Ole Miss, and frankly, Alex probably should have caught it. But whatever, it is what it is. Yeah. I thought he should have brought it in, but it was there, and he had the position on him, and so I think if they're they're going to cover us so well, I think utilizing a position that we have underutilized. We know Dawson can draw up plays to the tight end. We saw Arroyo last year, and then also with him, picking up those blocks. Like, he's going to be huge for having to block this team. Like, we're going to need every bit of his blocking ability. And I also think Dawson is just petty, and I think he's going to see Brock Shout on the other sideline and is maybe going to show him what could have been for him if he would have stayed. So I'm going to go with Bowman. I think tight end has been if it's just like a quick, 10-yard touchdown pass, like we need him in a goal scenario. I think that's not the play that they are expecting.
You know what Bowman did on that Carson Beck scramble for a touchdown? He threw up the U. I'm a sucker for that. You get me every time. You throw up the U, you win me over, especially as a transfer.
He's won me over with his attitude, 100%. Like, he's up there fired up on the sidelines.
Good head on his shoulders, Jim.
Yeah, like coming out in that final drive, he's like hitting the players, like getting pumped up. Like, he's fired up.
I mean, Cristobal does say he's one of the leaders of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he
I think
mentions
he's going to be back next year, too.
Oh,
After we just gas him up. Really thought this was his farewell. Okay.
I agree.
How about Pringle? You think we see any Pringle? Or our running game's been pretty... It's worked, so maybe not.
Listen, I think Pringle served his purpose a lot this season, but what I have noticed, and I think what a lot of people have noticed because it's been on tape, obviously, is his pass protection has struggled when it's this game. These games have gotten super physical. I don't think he's built out enough for this yet. And it's not his fault. He's a true freshman. So I mean, maybe some like specific scenarios, but the couple plays he's come in, he just seems like, these are the games where you need to get that blocked or that missed tackle and shed a player off or be able to make that block on pass pro. So, and he has not been able to. So I don't know. I don't know how much we're going to see out of Pringle.
I think this team and the coaching staff, this is, again, something that we have discussed, is they have such a feel for is this towards the end of the season, it was like Pringle was starting to get some momentum, and I think Mark Fletcher needed a break. And the coaching staff did a great job of just rolling with it and letting Pringle loose, and ultimately being a major X factor. I think that it was also something that helped Mark Fletcher to get healthy as we went into the playoffs. It worked out all the way around, but the coaching staff's ability to be able to pinpoint that, we talked about it going into the Virginia Tech game, I believe, was part of our talk that week was wanting to see Pringle as the number 2, and Marty Brown was phased out a little bit too. But then in the playoffs, I think Jimmy pointed it out, and that's correct, is that it's called for physicality, and Mark Fletcher and Marty Brown are freaking tough and they're physical. That rewatching the Ole Miss game, one of the plays I will genuinely remember for a long time when I think about that game is Marty Brown catches a dump off on the last drive. He gets hit 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I still don't know how he gained 2 yards.
Yeah.
He absolutely fought through 2 or 3 Ole Miss guys to gain 2 yards. And any positive momentum in a drive like that is huge. You could actually hear in the cinematic recap, you can hear the fans groan and then perk up as he gets past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, right.
Stuff like that. Coming in inside the 10-yard line. Again, Mark Fletcher has been sort of vultured, to use a fantasy football term, of 2 or 3 touchdowns, but he doesn't care. Marty Brown has been physical. He's held on to the ball. Right. So I think it's a credit to the coaching staff. Maybe Pringle is not going to be ready, but I have full faith in these guys that if they need a spark, he actually kind of came in as a spark in the A&M game for a drive or two. Mm-hmm. I trust this coaching staff to be able to sort that out. And I think along the lines of what I think Joe pointed out at the beginning of the show is I think there might be guys coming off the bench all game long that are going to be, Jabari Antoine very well may start this game. He's going to get a lot of play. Xavier Lucas, I haven't seen any appeals filed.
I'm sure
for
they
him to play
tried
in the first half. So
Ridiculous.
but I Jabari Antoine, maybe this is a legacy game for Jabari Antoine. Maybe he gets a pick in the first quarter or something.
I rewatched the Ole Miss game today, actually, and the one of the giant parts of that game that I didn't quite realize at the time was when we were up 17-16, and Ole Miss had that drive, and that's when our guys started dropping, and then we were able to. It was right when Mesidor went down, like right in that play, and Ole Miss had it like on the 5-yard line, 2nd and goal, and Jabari Antoine is now in the game. Xavier Lucas has just been ejected. Everything was just looking bad at that point. And you're like, they're going to walk in for a touchdown. And then Jabari Antoine makes an unbelievable play on that like sweep or whatever, that quick little like dump off pass to the right. Mm-hmm. He beats the blocker, gets the guy, so now it's 3rd and goal. Then they have the incompletion on that little out route that Keontae Scott was all over, force a field goal. Like that sequence of plays was giant, and it was at a time where our guys were just gassed. People were hurt. We just had a guy ejected, and we had a freshman come in, provide a little spark, make a difference, and it's like I think that's going to be huge in this game.
Yeah, no, he looked really good, and he had that big pass deflection, and you want to have guys that they want the smoke, and he seems like one of those guys. Like he didn't flinch. He's undersized right now, and he played his role.
Another off the radar guy. Like if I was like calling, like if we were doing like a long shot, and I was calling my shot for a guy, is like this. I could see this being like a Josh Moore game. Where like Josh Moore catches a touchdown and has 5 catches for 75 yards or something.
Yeah.
I just think this team, the entire locker room is ready to play. We have guys ready to step up. And so it's just a great feeling. It goes along, Jimmy's saying, we're scared of Indiana. No, I don't think a single guy in that locker room is afraid of being thrown out on the field against Indiana.
Yeah, and this is just it's a product of being a really good team when you are practicing at a really high level and you've got these freshmen that the reps that they're getting are against the best players in the country. So it's like then you go in against an Ole Miss and what you're seeing in front of you, you're like, wait, I've faced better than this before, and like, let's go. Like I'm defensive line. It's like I'm going against CC Mount Noah every single day at practice, like on scout team and stuff. So it's like let's go. It's just that's the perks that we haven't seen at Miami of just being deep and being good.
Yeah. Like they need to look across the field and be like, yeah, I have faced this type of guy before.
Right.
It's just the only difference is this guy can legally rent a car in a year.
Yeah. Josh Moore, you want to talk about someone that's been making some good blocks as a wide receiver? Josh Moore, that guy can block.
He's going to be
open
great.
Space.
I'm super excited for his season next year because I think he's going to be one of the guys.
Yeah.
I would love for him to be a little dark horse in this game because that's what you kind of need to do with a team like Indiana that prepares so well. You need to do maybe something that they're not really truly expecting,
that's a good point,
and then that opens up the things that you do well. Then that maybe like, oh shoot, they're targeting, like even like targeting Keelan Marion, like they're targeting him, and then that might open up Malachi Toney for a play or two, and open up that tunnel screen and things like that. So, just kind of stuff it takes in this time of year.
But really, I think what it's most gonna come down to is you think about that Ole Miss game. How many stupid penalties we made, how many self-inflicted wounds we had, how many interceptions we dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God we were the better team.
Not even that that would have been a great interception. Like, in our hands interception.
Exactly.
It's just plays you have to make and mistakes you can't make. If we do, we're not going to get, I'm not going to say lucky again, because the reason we ended up still winning that game is because we were just the better team and we dominated.
We held the ball for like 43 minutes.
Yeah, but it's just you're not going to get away with that 2 games in a row. If you go and make these stupid mistakes again, it's what Indiana does well. They will murder you for it. And so it's like, if Miami can play a clean, disciplined game, we're the better team and we can win this football game. But if you go out there and just dumb penalties and you don't make the simple plays, Indiana, they'll punish you for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
4 quarters, gentlemen. 4 quarters.
That's what they say.
That's all it takes for ring
60 minutes
number
for glory.
6. Ring number 6, the all-elusive ring number 6. Gentlemen, unless you have anything else, I want to get into score predictions for this one. Let's do it. Kurt,
I die happy.
Joe, you want to start us
win
off?
on Monday? Yeah, I'll start us off. Indiana, 8.5-point favorites. Indiana is coming into our house, The Rock. Don't let the ticket sales tell you otherwise. Don't let anything else tell you. People are saying what locker room is Miami going to be. None of it matters.
We
It's our
always
house.
get ready in the visiting locker room to begin with.
Yeah, I know.
That's a fun fact.
Indiana's going to be in the Dolphins locker room. We're going to be in the same locker room we've always been in. That's how it works.
I don't know why, but
Because Dolphins don't want us using the locker room every week.
It's brilliant.
They are coming into The Rock. It's Miami. It's where these kids grew up. It's where these kids dreamed about playing for the U. And guess what? Every kid on Indiana's team from Miami, they grew up dreaming of playing for the U. And now you got a national championship game, 60 minutes for glory. 60 minutes where we can all die happy on Tuesday. It doesn't matter what happens after Monday. You find a way. You leave it all out there. If you have a broken arm, you just wrap it up and you keep going, baby. I got Miami 27, Indiana 24. It comes down to an Irish killer game-winning field goal. The Irish killer. He's had an up-and-down playoff season, but we're going to get the ball back tied 24-24. We're going to have the classic Miami Hurricane drive where we ground and pound and rumble and stumble, and it's not going to be a long field goal. It's going to be a 37-yarder, and he's going to drill it. And Carter Davis, the Irish killer, will get a statue outside of Hard Rock, right next to Don Shula. Let's
easily.
Go. I need to listen to that because I think I don't know if we talked about this, but at one point, or it was towards the end of the Ole Miss game, probably after the Hail Mary, if I'm using my head. But my wife looked at me and was like, wasn't this Joe's final score prediction? Did you pick the final score right for the Ole Miss game?
I was close. I said 31.
Jimmy, this is about me.
20. I think I said 31-24. So I was close. I was one doink away.
Yeah. No, listen,
Wait, did I say 28? Wait.
I thought I checked back.
No.
I was like, oh yeah. 31.
What was the final was what?
31-27.
31-27.
31-27. I said 28-24.
Okay.
So I was right on the
Okay.
yeah. Well, no, I had the exact point differential.
Yeah.
It was just two field goals from each team, which there was a doink and a miss. So actually, if they didn't doink one and Carter Davis didn't miss one, I nailed it.
No, you're flipped there. We would have 34 points.
Okay, well, if he didn't doink, whatever. I was right.
Yeah, I mean, this is the guys talked about it after the Ole Miss game. The importance, the feeling, the connection that we have coming home. It's something that we talk about in recruiting. Is the state of Miami and how important it is. How much Miami sets the culture down here. It's not the Dolphins, it's the Canes. It always has been. It's not just because the Dolphins suck. Michael Irvin has talked about this for decades. When the Canes are on top, the Canes set the city on fire. The Canes, set the pulse for Southeast Florida. I would argue that they do throughout the state of Florida. I think this is special. The kids being home, they've been sleeping in their own beds. The city is rallying around, players who have their chains snatched. You know, they're taking care of the
we got
kids in the
streets
streets.
going out for them.
Some OGs protecting them.
The U is back, and I think the stage. I think we're going to be ready. I think Mario has us prepared. We're going against an unbelievable Indiana team. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take focus. But I think the Canes have it. I think our veteran quarterback continues to get the job done. We continue to earn our money's worth. I think the young guys continue to step up. And I like the Canes here. I do think it's going to be too close for comfort. I like the Canes 27-26. Wow. I think it's absolutely agonizing in the fourth quarter.
Is Indiana up 26-24 and then the Irish Killer has to kick a game winner to take the lead? That I cannot deal with.
I think it's a game-winning touchdown. I think it's a touchdown in the final minute and a half.
God, I just don't know if I can do this for another game. Kurt, or is it going to be we're up 27-20? Indiana goes down, scores a touchdown, goes for two, and they lose it.
Oh my gosh! No, what if we're? Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing.
Nebraska-esque 1983.
If Indiana goes for
Indiana
two.
Scores, goes up 26-25. We block the extra point, run it back for a touchdown.
There you go.
For 2 points.
Send that to Vegas. You make some good money. Beautiful.
I think it's going to be a corner route to Malachi Toney, Carson Beck over the shoulder into the corner. Malachi Toney game winner.
Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a big game out of Malachi Toney here. I even though I've said I think we need to go with guys that aren't our stars. Someone needs to step up. Big time players make big time plays in big time games.
He made that big time play against Ole Miss. The Carson Beck final drive overshadows what Malachi Toney did the drive before.
That play, that burst that he did, it was the vision on the field was unbelievable, simply unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Man, I feel confident going into this game. I do. I look at and it's 100% me looking at the logo. I'm like, I just cannot see this Indiana Hoosier logo as the national champion in college football. It's like the two hot dogs in Blades of Glory. He's like, does that look right? It's no, it doesn't. It just does not look right to me. And so I just think, we've said it from the beginning of the season, there was times in this season where we're like, man, this season just feels different. It just feels like there's something in the air. And yeah, a little bit in the middle of the season that, mystique went away, but then it slowly started to come back, and we saw it, even the way we got into the playoff, and that just felt like, man, is there a purpose behind this? And then we go and beat Texas A&M in College Station. We go and dominate the reigning national champions. We beat another SEC team to get more SEC wins than the Florida Gators do in their own conference. And then we make it to the national championship. And you're going to tell me the Indiana Hoosiers are going to stop that? They're going to stop that train and stop that legacy that this team could leave? I just don't see it, boys. I'm going your Canes 27, Indiana 20. Fernando Mendoza, he was scorned by Miami by not recruiting him all those years ago. Manny Diaz said, you will never play for the Miami Hurricanes. You will never be good enough.
English.
Yeah, perfect Spanish.
Not a lick of an accent.
Yeah, and this is his revenge game. All the hard feelings he has for this program, and he's not gonna come on top.
And then Mario Cristobal is going to walk over to him at midfield and say, hey, I want to offer you a scholarship to play for Miami next year. And
Coach, it's too many years.
Number one in the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, man. 27-20. Your Canes get ring number 6. Have to get the extra hand out.
Yep.
Would you start on the pinky, or would you start on the pointer finger?
I think
on
on
that
the
one?
thumb.
On the thumb, you think? Yeah, if you think that's horrible. That'd be the worst one. But ring number 6 at home, at Hard Rock. That parking lot, all the Canes fans are able to sneak into that. It'll be the hardest parking lot ever in the world to come out of. They'll be partying all night,
Burn
climbing
Miami
up
Gardens
the Formula One
down.
tracks, tearing down the gondolas. and it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful scene. I cannot wait. I'm sick to my stomach already about this. I'm like, I think I don't even have an appetite when this game's starting, and I don't have an appetite now talking about it.
I'm going to be on all fours like Michael Irvin in the living room.
Need Michael Irvin to bring back his historical shirt, the white with the U. The wherever he got that shirt still doesn't make any sense to me. But he changed it for the Ole Miss game. I think that was what the juju was a little bit off. But the mystique of the season and something that's in the air still pushed us through that game. So that got us past Michael Irvin. But gentlemen,
my heartbeat was at 122 pretty much the entire fourth quarter of the Ole Miss game.
Oh my gosh, I left. Oh yeah, but I didn't get to talk about the watch party. I left the watch party.
Yeah. God, how was it?
It was fine. I mean, it's cool to see. You're
disappointing.
You're all the way out. Well,
it
was like they're all their little crew.
There wasn't like a sign that was like, "Welcome, Jimmy, Miami Nights. You've traveled all this way."
No, but it was cool to see that there's people in Laguna Beach, California, this random bar getting together as Canes fans, but they definitely are their own little crew in there. There was a moment. It was
they didn't include you.
No, there was. It was I think Brown's first touchdown, and we're all I'm cheering, and I see them cheering in the room. Like, I'll go give some high fives. I go in there. Not one high five. Everyone's saying, Mackenzie watches the whole thing. I turn around. I go, I am never going in that room again.
You were segregated. You weren't even in the room.
Was it? The room was filled.
Were you outside?
There was like a separate room, and there was the main restaurant area, and that's where I was. Because they had like their space. There were some open seats, but you walk in there and you look around, and no one was very welcoming about it.
Wow, that's not at all what I expected.
No, not what I expected either.
We need better from Canes fans.
Baja Sharkies hosted wonderful meal. Birria tacos were fantastic. Good prices on the beer, so shout out to Baja Sharkies. But yeah, I left hanging on the high five. Said Mackenzie, we're going home at halftime. I'm way too stressed. I don't feel camaraderie here.
Wow.
So I watched it in the quiet of my own hotel room, which was equally as stressful. It's supposed to be some quiet, calm boutique hotel getaway in Laguna Beach, and I'm there screaming on the last play, and it's great. It was great. Tears of joy. But gentlemen, next time we talk with each other,
can you imagine?
We're gonna know.
We're gonna know.
Oh,
I'm not gonna know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
What do we live for after that? Like, if we win, it's like, all right, we did it. I think we just.
Joe's having a baby.
Yeah. I guess that's probably a bigger moment. I don't know. What a year though for that would be 2026.
Everyone has babies. Not everyone plays for a national championship. That's what I say.
Anyone can have a baby. Not everyone has Malachi Tony.
Exactly. That's baby Jesus. Baby Jesus or just a baby. You pick.
Yeah, you pick. Well, Canes fans, number 6 is loading. It's almost game time. Get excited. Dig under the mattress. See if you can find any extra pennies. Get one of those tickets. If not, watch at home with your loved ones. And let's bring this one home.
Don't take out a second mortgage to go to this
game. Don't give them what they want.
Also, one last thing, okay? If Indiana's going to do the U upside down, or their fans are going to do the U upside down, at least give us this. Okay.
Yeah.
Utah.
You can even do the Donna Shalala from the Moose Ears, Donna Shalala from the commercial back in the day, where she was this far apart. But this is not the University of Miami. Okay.
Or Mario Cristobal, like the broken
fingers.
pinky.
Well, that's how mine is too. Mine's always like that.
Yeah,
it's always
like
a little off. You have to really force it to get in there.
Yeah,
on that
but,
one. But
you don't. You can't have it be too neat.
Yeah, that's a little too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, please do that. It was a player that did that. That did
and he transferred today. So
brutal. Tough scene.
He was a Gator at one point as well. So
that checks out, right? That's why we won.
Yeah.
Well, beautiful. Listen, state champs beat Notre Dame. college football playoff run, beat Ohio State. Give me that ring number 6. Let's go.